just that. You have to choose. It's about choices.
Well, I think the whole concept of life is about the game, right?
It is.
The whole concept of life is how you play it, and there's different places to go play. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
But what I get tired of, going to the black community for a second, is how we continue to play the crime game, the drug dealer game, the murdering game. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be doing these podcasts probably if my son wouldn't have got murdered. You feel me? But my son, since June 10, 2020, he was not the last person to get murdered. Somebody's getting murdered every day. And we just kind of just go on. We could stop that. You feel me? Let me tell you how we could stop.
Hold on, before you go there, before you go there, because this is what you said. Is what I have on this card.
Yes, sir.
So before you go into that, let me ask you this, because this is my social issues I want to discuss. So you led right into it. We as people, like I got here, we are at war with ourselves. We're at war with each other.
And when you say we as people, you're talking about black
people. Yeah, I'm speaking to our black community right now. I'm speaking to our black community. This is exactly what I want to talk about also. So we as people are at war with ourselves. We're at war with each other. Black men are under attack socially. You know what I mean? Physically, because we hurting each other. You see what I'm saying? So, and the black and it's a lot of broken families, and you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. So that ties into your point. What can we do about that? How can we change the narrative of that? We're already in a social attack. You know what I mean? Period.
How we change the narrative, in my opinion, it starts what Chris just said when we first started. It's a mindset, right? We got to choose, because I feel like it could be easy. Because if you look like let's look at other ethnicities.
We said choose, but we also have to teach.
For sure. Listen. There's black people in America, right? There's white people in America. There's Asian people in America. There's Indian people in America. There's a bunch of different cultures in America. But we are the culture, by far. I know there's white on white crime. We hear all those arguments. But by far, we are the culture that is pitted most against each other. Right? True. Everybody else, and I know there's divisiveness in other cultures. But I'm just saying, from our culture, black culture.
Okay. Now, with that being said, that's also the social image that's put out there. We, as a minority, shouldn't be leading in anything. We shouldn't be leading and killing. So you might not see it for real, but you see it because that's what's out there.
Yes, sir.
But us only, 13-40% of the population, we're not the ones on welfare, all on welfare, but they make it look like that. You see what I'm saying? There's no way. You see what I'm saying? It's more, white people on welfare than black people, but they don't make it seem that way. You see what I'm saying? But it has to be. We shouldn't lead in prison population, but we do, and we all know that's by design. You see what I'm saying? But us being minority, we shouldn't lead in nothing. Period. It's a lot of white on white crime. You just don't see it because it's the image, and that's what I'm saying. Black men are under social attack, and that's how it makes it look. We don't lead in that stuff for real. You just don't hear about it.
True. Go ahead, Chris.
You know me, I go by my no system. Statistically, who's doing the statistics? Who's running the numbers? I can only go by what I see.
Yeah, thank you.
And what I see is more brothers taking care of business than ever before.
Okay.
But the society will show you that we're still out here, 1988,
yes, sir.
killing each other all crazy.
Yes, sir.
Well, murder's going to happen. It's going to happen. Murder I think it's gotten better than it used to be. I don't know, because I'm not in that life. I don't follow statistics of negativity like that.
Right.
But all I can say is this, family. We don't have a culture.
Thank you.
Our culture we're the youngest culture on the planet right now. We're the youngest culture on the planet, but we're moving faster than cultures that's been here thousands of years before us.
Yes, sir.
So right now we're in the infant stages of our greatness.
Yes, sir.
We're going to make
Yes,
mistakes.
sir.
A
Yes,
baby
sir.
don't just come out the womb
Yes, sir.
running.
Yes,
They
sir.
stumble a little bit. We're stumbling right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's be real. Slavery ain't been over that long.
Yes, sir.
We was enslaved. How many long were we enslaved? 400-500 years.
Mhm.
It's going to take half of that before we can start standing strong.
Right.
Because our cellular memory still remember that.
Right.
We hate each other because they pitted us against our great grandparents against each other. And our skin remembers that. Skin's the biggest organ on our body,
Right.
and it has memory. So that's why we do the things that we do. But we, as us, we have to be acknowledging of this and teach our children better. Until we, as a culture, start treating our women better, raising our children better, speaking with astute vernacular, until we can do away the things that was given to us to make us think that we're winning. There's so much poison that we willingly sip that we don't even think it's poison, we think it's good for us. Until we can fix that, we're doomed.
And that goes, see, y'all hitting all the points I want to talk about. So that goes to my next point. It seems like if you know, if you look or whatever, it seems like, especially the younger generation, you know, I said it when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Even a guy that I'm not acquainted with him, or I won't even call him a friend, but I remember back in the day, he said, why do you want to get married? Why do you want to do this? I said, bro, I'm not growing old by myself, and I'm not about to raise no kids that I have to go pick up from this house. I got to go pick up from that house. I knew that back at 21 years old. You see what I'm saying? Because that's where we come from. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? That's how I come from. So that goes to my next point, this. To me, it seems like we are the only culture that says you don't need a man. Females, you don't need a man. Men, you know what I mean, dog? That independent mindset that is really bullshit. It's cool to be independent, you know, on the business tip or however you say it. But my thing is this: the independent mindset is raising kids without two parents.
Well,
You get what I'm saying?
I have to say this as a man. I think women was forced into that because there's not a lot of trustworthy men out here, or men have disappointed them so much. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm noticing now, being out in the world, is there's a lot of black women with white men, and I don't think that's their first choice, but there's a lot of black men that have disappointed the black woman.
Oh, okay. I understand that perspective. But that also goes back to my man saying choice. Now, you have a lot of there's women out here, white and black, that are single mothers. Sometimes that is a choice. Just because you have sex or whatever doesn't mean you have to produce a child. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Bro,
that ties into the man too, because the man knows what he's about to release it to the woman.
No. What I'm saying
Right?
is it's choices, bro.
So there's a lot of men that choose to release this out of a woman knowing that they're not going to be with that woman.
Okay,
So they
but-
create the life, and then they run off. There's a lot of men that run off.
Bro, 50-50. The weight is 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
No, the weight is 50-50.
No.
If a woman can also protect herself. You see what I'm saying? That's my point.
For sure.
Women can also protect themselves. We just can't just, come down on men. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of deadbeat men out there, but I don't know them. You see what I'm saying? I hang with real ones. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that. But my point is this: the weight has to fall 50-50. You can't say it's all man. You can't say it's all women. It goes back to choices. You see what I'm saying? You don't just because you know y'all these hot girl summers or these hot boy summers or whatever is producing babies that you have no long-term commitment to be with that man or that woman. You get what I'm saying? That's 50-50, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The 50-50 weight is on the woman and the man. We just can't just down the man, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has to bear the responsibilities of the choices they make.
As an admitted fornicator, right? I feel like let's just be real with the design, right? Let's be real with the design. Sex is only supposed to be had between married man and woman,
Facts.
right? So it's always going to be out balance when we misuse it, right?
Facts.
What do you think, bro?
You know, me personally, like all animals on this planet, I don't think that sex is meant for men, women. I think sex is meant for whoever the heck wants it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just me though. I
like that.
don't go by like,
Yeah.
you know, this says do this. No,
Yeah,
because that doesn't work for everybody.
for sure.
So whoever you want to have sex with, if you feel as if you want to have sex with and you have an urge to do it, express yourself. But me, as far as the children thing, it's good to have two parents in the home.
For sure.
But me, I give thanks that my father wasn't in the home. I give thanks I wouldn't be who I am today if he was around.
Oh.
Even though when I was a child I wanted him there because I didn't know what the energy of a male was.
Yeah.
But as I became a man and I was able to look back and get to know the man that he was, I give thanks that my higher self chose me to not have him in my life. So we think that from a human perspective, we look at it as, oh, y'all need to get it right. No, it didn't need to be right so that kid could be greater. So I look at all the bad parents and the bad this, the bad that, but the rose that grew out of that concrete is beautiful. So sometimes those challenges are here to help us all evolve into something more. So it's not a wrong or right. It just is what it is. But I do think that if I did have a loving father in my life, I'll be twice the man that I am
Sure.
now.
For sure.
Because it took me so much longer to learn now what I could have learned if he would have just bequeathed it to me at 10.
Right. Right.
Did he have it?
Did he have it what?
Did he have the?
No, he didn't have his father. His father was killed in a knife fight when he
Yeah.
was 2.
Yeah.
So he knew how it
So
felt.
you broke the cycle.
I broke the cycle. Yeah, I'm the ambassador of my family. I own that.
It's love. It's love.
And basically, I just bring that point when I was saying, you know, everybody got their perspective. But that goes to my point of, you know, kids out here learning on their own instead of two-parent household, and that's where I think a lot of the problem stems from. That's what I'm saying, as far as the
For
younger
sure,
generation.
for sure.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Hot
facts.
girl summers and hot boy
That's facts.
summers affects the youth coming up. That's
That's
all I'm
facts.
saying.
Yes, sir.
I ain't, like I said, I'm not knocking nobody, like you said, having sex or whatever. You can do what you do. But I'm saying, there's always consequences to what you do. If you don't plan on being with that woman, or you have no, you know, being with that man, then y'all need to do something about it.
Wear rubber and be on broker truck.
That's all
You
I'm
feel me?
saying. That's all I'm saying. But then you know you wanna, you know, people wanna. It's like you said. It just goes to choices. And to me, like I'm a proud parent. I'm a proud father. And I take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? When I see, you know, one parent household, because I see it and it's different. They're different.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I came from a two-parent household and I wasn't always that. So I can't say like two-parent household is where it's at because I was mischievous as a mug as a teenager. You know what I mean? I just confessed a lot of this stuff to my parents when we was out of town and stuff.
Right.
They were like, you did that, yeah.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I never forgot what they instilled in me before it was too late. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a problem too. These kids ain't getting none of this children. They figuring it out on their phone because the parents get a dummy box to them and tell them go get away because
Right.
they trying to figure it out.
Right.
You feel me? And that's the thing. Like I am who I am because of Fred Hill. And me and Fred Hill has none of the same DNA. I learned by watching my father. You feel me? I learned by watching. I had a good example of a man. You feel me? But that also being said, I never actually got to discover self because I emulated what I saw. You feel me? So it's a double-edged sword for me. Like I'm glad because I'm at a point in my life because of Fred Hill. I learned how to work because of him. I learned how to take care of my family because of him. I learned the responsibilities of a man because of him. You feel me? Be present, right? But I wasn't always. I was there, but I wasn't always present. But I was in the home, right? So that being said, I played the role of Fred Hill. This is a great role to play. You got me to a good point.
Oh yeah.
You got me to a great point. But now we circle back around. Now I'm discovering who I am.
The question is, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be?
God, I hope I figured it out.
Yeah, but you know, just, you know,
46 years old.
yeah, you know me, if someone was to ask me that question, I would just be like, you know what, I want to be wealthy.
Yes, sir.
I want to, want my wife, my daughter not have any worries.
Yes, sir.
It's not even about me mainly.
Yeah.
I just want to have everyone that's in my circle to be well off.
Yeah.
And that's a good goal for me.
That's a great goal.
But a lot of people don't, when you see someone who's suffering and things like that, who's making bad decisions and things like that, there's two things. One thing is they're a reflection of who invested in them. Because you can't expect someone to invest in you if it wasn't invested in them.
Say that. Say that.
So if you didn't have a good parent, you got to go beyond them and see who raised them.
There's a lot of empty banks out here.
There's a lot of empty banks out here. So when you're, if your mind's astute enough to recognize that, you may be the ambassador of your family because you're going to draw the line in the sand and say, going after me, or I'm dissolving this. The second thing is this, family. This is the most important thing to life, I think. We're all born with a certain amount of light. Whatever you want to call it. Force, God particle, light. And if you keep doing negative things, hanging around negative people, you dissolve that light.
Yes, sir.
And when you dissolve enough of your light facets, it's going to be impossible for you to make sound decisions that's someone who has all their light. So when someone's willingly making bad decision after bad decision, it starts as children. You see them going up the bad decision steps. And by the time they get 18, they're at the top. They don't have a leg to stand on. It's nothing you can do for those people. You have to let them go. I know it sounds a little strange, but it takes too much energy to fix a broke dog and to raise one well.